Okay, take two, because I hit the camera and I set the camera out and I don't know how to edit it. I think my main goal for 2025 is to learn how to do a little bit of editing on my film, on my videos. And that includes like maybe being able to put pictures in and things across the bottom. And if I have a break, excuse me, now I have the hiccups, where it stops, how to smush the two videos together. I think that might be our goal for 2025. So, with that, I'm Kelly, your favorite Jeep driving lawyer, mom of twins, 4 crazy rescue dogs, a rescue cat, who likes to craft in her spare time, has graduated with her degree in ASL interpreting, and is back to biking on a regular basis, so who knows what's going to happen with Ironman. So welcome to my crazy world. If you are new here, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It sends me a message. It boosts my serotonin and my self-esteem. I could use both. And if you are a returning friend, you already know the crazy you're in for, so grab your drink, sit on back, and let's have at it. Excuse the light. Apparently it is the Lord who is coming to be with us. So apparently I need to hire a different secretary. Understand that I am my own secretary. I'm also my own boss. So when I refer to my boss, I'm really talking about me. And if I tell you about my secretary, I'm also talking about me. My secretary needs to be fired because my secretary wrote some things in the calendar that were on the wrong date for this last week. I did not have the doctor on Friday. It's not scheduled till October 11th. So imagine their phone call when I called them in the morning and I was like, hey, I know I'm new to the office, but I didn't get a reminder text. I don't remember exactly what time my appointment is because I was driving when I made the appointment and didn't write it down, but I'm pretty sure it was today. And she takes my name and she's like, I don't see you on the schedule today. And she's like, what doctor? And I tell her and she goes, what's your phone number and your birthday? And she goes, yeah, you're not due here till October 11th. Great. Okay. So then I get an email that says, hey, we have a runner meeting on Sunday night for Bear Lake. And I was like, well, that's kind of dumb since we're running it on Saturday. Why would we meet after the fact, right? Because it's also slated as it's a great chance for new runners to kind of understand the event and the course, like get some information about the course and answer questions. And I was like, again, why? We're running it on Saturday. Like, we'll be done by then. Like, that's a dumb time to have a new runners meeting. Which then got me thinking, maybe I have the date wrong, because I would think that the race director would know what a horrible idea this is, right? Yeah, Bear Lake is next month on October 5th, which is also Taryn and Brandon's wedding, which I am officiating. So that'll be fun. So the kids and I will go to the wedding. It's at 11 o'clock in the morning. I've already cleared it with the race director. After the wedding, I'll drop off Bean and we'll head up. I'll change clothes. William's going to change clothes as well, and we're going to go out and run at least a lap at Bear Lake. Yeah. Thursday I had an interview with another law firm who is looking for, so they're not really clear what they're looking for. If they're looking at somebody to just kind of come on board and help with like overflow and be like an of counsel, or if they want to hire me in full time. Those are two very different conversations, and the implications for my firm are very different. And then I also feel bad, like, okay, so what happens if I get the job with Wayne County? I mean, my interview for them is on the 25th, so potentially I could be like, I don't know. So that's a little crazy. So I no sooner hung up with the Zoom call, and like within 5 minutes I got a message going, yeah, so could you come in person and meet with us in our team tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, no, on Friday, no. And that's before I realized that everything that was like changing. And I was like, no, I can't. I'm booked. So I am actually going to meet with them tomorrow. And then I have the trial on Tuesday, which was supposed to be last Wednesday. But opposing side has also filed a motion to withdraw because his client's not paying him, which I don't understand how he's not paying him. He hasn't paid child support in a year, essentially. He hasn't signed it. My girl, like I said, it's been a crap show. So opposing counsel has filed a motion to withdraw, but he's like, if we can reach an agreement, then I'll follow up with the agreement kind of thing. But if it's going to trial, I want to withdraw. And I'm like, I'm still willing to go to, like, he needs to be ready to go to trial and represent himself. Like, this is ridiculous. I mean, we're literally coming up out of years that this divorce has been filed. So yeah, so it's a little bit crazy. The kids are in school, both of them. It's a little crazy around here trying to settle into schedules, but it's all good. So with that, I did do some shopping and got some kindnesses. So let's go over that real fast. So the first thing I did was Keepsake Quilting, which is different than Keepsake's, the cross stitch shop. Keepsake Quilting .com is a great place for fabrics and stuff. They had a clearance sale, and then I got an additional coupon percentage off, but they only had the 2 months left, which kind of sucks. So I'm gonna have to see if maybe Buttermilk Basin directly I can get the other mounts, but I have bunnies and eggs, so I'm assuming April for Easter, and March for shamrocks. But they're super cute. I mean, I like gnomes. Ironically, I like gnomes, even though most of them don't have faces. But I don't like things without faces, like dolls without faces. I find absolutely creepy. I don't stitch clowns either, just so we're clear. No. Either way. But I'll stitch a gnome. I like gnomes. I love, like, the garden gnomes. I do. I don't know. I put them in my yard. I have some out in my yard. So I just thought those were super cute, and they were like less than $6 a piece, even with shipping. So that's always a score. So God knows when I'll do those, but hey, I got them. Okay, so then, I need to sign out of some of these searching for groups. Like when I joined them, it was good, but then it's like they're very enabling as well. So somebody posted that they were looking for colors regarding this one, I think, in the key. And then I was like, oh, those would make great gifts for my friend. And there's two of them. There's a companion piece, because, yeah. So I bought them. When am I going to stitch them? I don't know. But I bought them. And then I got some Stitchy Kindness in the mail. I won a prize from Denise at Black Ribbon Stitch Studio. And I have to tell you, like, sometimes I just want to enter the prizes only because I love when Denise calls my name. Because she giggles when she says, it's like watching, like, I think she's just as excited as I am to win. When she's like, it's Kelly, don't run with scissors. And she just, like, she's the happiest person. It makes my heart happy when she does it. And I feel like I've been called down to, like, the Price is Right. Like, Kelly from Don't Run with Scissors, come on down. See, if you're not old enough to know about the Price is Right and Bob Barker, I don't know what to tell you, because you're not going to, like, understand my humor. So anyways, I won the Crosswing Collection Alpha Birds. It's super pretty. Like, my camera's not going to like it with the plastic. There's going to be a buttload of back stitching, which we all know how I feel about it, but I think Beam will absolutely love it. And now that I realize, like, they've also stitched it on an Afghan, I was like, I might need to do an Afghan instead for Bean. Bean is my kid who, she's somebody who, we were driving from campus, and I was like, I think that's a vulture. She takes the pictures of it, and she goes back, oh yeah, it's this kind of vulture. was like, what are we doing with vultures around campus? We have wild turkeys on campus. We have herons. We have all kinds of other ducks, or animals and birds and stuff. So I think that's for Bean. I'm going to stitch that for Bean. It's another Bean project. Then the other thing that I picked up, totally unrelated from stitching, but still, it's the Jeep driving part of me. Is that so? Originally, when I picked it up, I was like, oh, you know what would be really cool is, so years ago when my brother was in the military, whenever he would get deployed, I would write him, like, this is back before, like, really the internet was still new. And so I would write him letters, and whenever he left, depending on how long we thought he was going to be gone, I would go and buy a puzzle. And every time I wrote him, I would stick a couple puzzle pieces in it. And it got to the point where, like, his other platoon buddies would also write me to ask for more puzzle pieces. And then the night before they knew they were shipping back, they would all sit together, drink beer or whatever the guys did, and put the puzzle together. And it was always just some fun puzzle, like. But it was something that his group, over the years, had gotten used to. Like, they just look forward to it. So it became a thing. And so I was thinking, you know, what would be fun is if each of us in the Jeep Babes group, there's quite a few of us around the state. We all wrote, like, we said it was like the traveling puzzle, and maybe we each wrote a little inspirational note on the back of the puzzle piece. So you would have the fun puzzle on the front, but on the back you would have a bunch of messages from each other to each other, kind of thing. But the puzzle pieces are really small. I mean, because they're small. They're small. So I think you might be able to, like, initial them, but I don't think you'd be able to write a message. So, I don't know if I'm going to still do that. Either way, I'm going to put it together. If I don't send it, like, on the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants sort of thing, then I'm going to Mod Podge it together. It can hang in my office. So that's pretty cool. So we did that. Okay, so the other thing that I signed up for, I know, don't start, because we all know. Okay, as Lizzie starts. I signed up for a sale. Kim sent me a message and tagged me in it, and I am blanking on the information, but essentially you sign up for, it's like a murder mystery sale. So you sign up and you're one of three different, you're either the chambermaid, the lady of the manor, or the cook. And each week you'll get, like, more clues to figure out who did it. And there'll be, like, secret clues in your stitching. So what I can't figure out yet is, okay, so if I say that I'm the lady of the manor, do I not get, like, I'm assuming then, like, my stitch is going to be completely different than somebody who signs up to be the cook. And then at the end, do I get the other two parts too? Like, how is that going to work? I don't know. I haven't picked my person yet. Kim and I decided that whatever we do, we're probably going to pick different characters so that we can compare. I know. It's not cheating. It's not. It is. There's no, like, special prize. Like, it's just going to be fun. So we kind of need a third person to join us, so that way we would all three have all three parts. So we'll grab that information and pop it down below. The designer is out of the UK because it's £15, and I don't remember what the conversion rate is, but whatever.
It changes.
I mean, we all know, like, I haven't even started the Magic School Bus one, and I signed up for that. I haven't started the Frosted Pumpkins Arctic Friends one, and I signed up for that. And we all know I'm not even done with the frame on the Deadly Aquarium. So we all know I'm still working on sales from 2021. So if you're here to judge, just sign off now, because we don't do that on my show. We just enjoy the stitching as it comes. So that said, I have actually been stitching this week. Sadly, the Paralympics is finished. And it's funny because Kim and I both said the same thing. We're kind of bummed that it's over. Like, we've enjoyed having the different prompts every day. And I've enjoyed sharing information with people. And I don't generally share my stitching on my Facebook, which is really weird because that's where all my Stitchy groups are. But during the Stitch the Paralympics, I have been sharing on there. So, like, my non-Stitchy friends are like, oh my God, like, so that's been fun. Kim and I have already started, like, working on the prompts for the Winter Paralympics. But the Winter Paralympics are not till March of 2026. So, clearly, I'm either way ahead of the game, or I am, like, flying by the seat of my pants in the middle of it. That's how I roll. So just know that. So I have gotten quite a bit more stitching than I thought I was going to get done, which is great, because I feel like the last several weeks leading up to this, I haven't been. But I did get all of my stitching prompts caught up, so that was awesome. So let's get into it. So the first one up, if you want to know what I associated with what prompt, you will probably need to check my Instagram. And on Instagram, my account is private. If you request, as long as your Instagram, either I know your name, so I know who you are, or you're like, I look at your feed, I'm like, oh, yeah, another cross stitcher, get it. Like, I gotcha. I will accept you. If your Instagram is filled with hate or spam, I may let you follow me, but I probably won't follow you back. That's just, like, I may not let you follow me either, because I just don't need that in my circle. Okay, so anyways, so if you want to know what I associated with what prompt, I will be honest with you, I don't know where my piece of paper is on my table here, and so unless I don't remember what exactly is what. And some of the sports didn't line up because they may be in the regular Olympics, but they're not in the Paralympics. So while I used the prompt, I was like, okay, like, we don't play soccer in Paralympics. We have goalball. We don't have equestrian in Paralympics. There's a couple other things, but, like, I still use the prompt. So it all worked out anyways. Anyways, I digress, and we go down. So I worked on 4th of July rules. This is also a sal that I am doing with Stephanie, even though she's done with hers. Whatever. So I actually made some really good progress, and I love that. I love this stitch. I absolutely love it, and the more I stitch on it, the more I love it. So my goal this week is really, any stitches are good stitches. Usually this is my Monday night stitch. And so there's a big flag that comes in here. It's not a big flag, it's just long. It's like wide. It's kind of narrow. So to finish, obviously the end for fallen, and then there's 3 little pinwheels, the flag, and then there's like a row of flowers. So anything I can get done, I want to at least finish the word fallen and the 3 pinwheels. Anything more than that, obviously a bonus. I'm not in a hurry to have it done. Clearly I didn't have it done for 4th of July. We started it at StitchCon, I believe on Flag Day, that Friday. I'm not terribly, like, it will, at the rate I'm going, it should be done before next 4th of July. Again, I enjoy stitching on it, but I'm not going to stress, like, for a while there, I was stressing myself out with my stitching, and then I had to stop myself and go, this is for fun. It's not my job. It's not, nobody's going to die because I didn't get a cross stitch done. So, and that's kind of how we did. So, I did work on the Bougie Flower Cat, or Bougie Cat. Bougie Cat is my sal. If you're new here, I started the sal at StitchCon. This is Bougie Cat. He's not named Bougie Cat, although I think Bent Creek should rename this pattern, because right now it's just the white cat. I think it would sell much better if they renamed him Bougie Cat. For those of you who are not familiar with Bougie Cat and the story behind Bougie Cat, I bought this at StitchCon in the annex because I asked my daughter if she would like me to stitch Bougie Cat or the flower cat. It was between this cat and another cat, and I think the other cat was sitting on like a thing of school books or something, right? And she said, the flower cat. Okay, so then I decided I'm going to kit him up right there, right? I knew I had some linen that I had been gifted both from Stephanie and off the freebie table and stuff like that. So I was like, I have the fabric. I just need the floss. So I went over to the floss wall in the annex. Here's the deal with the floss wall in the annex at StitchCon. They don't carry DMC. This year in the annex, they had two floss companies, both of which I really do like their flosses, and I regularly buy both. And that's Almond M&M's, which is silk. Give me your silks. And Forbidden Fiber Co., which is not silk, but it's hand dyes. So I grabbed them, and I was like, okay. And I take the pattern, and I take my flosses up to the counter, and I had something else with me, and everything, and the guy goes, it's $65. And I was like, oh my God. So Bougie Cat is all hand dyes, hand-dyed linen, hand-dyed flosses and silks, and it just makes me laugh because never in a million years, if you had asked me before, I would have been like, no, we'll just do Bougie Cat. We'll do him in DMC. He'll be a couple bucks worth of floss, right? Because he's 7 colors. So a couple bucks in DMC, right? Yeah. So Bougie Cat. I love Bougie Cat. So now it's become the funniest thing ever to me. I love Bougie Cat. I did convert the colors, obviously, like just because I wanted him bright, and that's just the way my daughter is. So I worked on Bougie Cat on the day that it was stitched something with an animal. So I got the rest of this little section in, and then I've worked on the tail and his little butt. I am converting him so that he looks a little bit more like Houdini. Hence the brown spot on his tail. So yeah, there's Bougie Cat. Soon hopefully he'll have his head soon, because he looks a little creepy without a head. Okay, so then the one day it was, search on something with water. So I pulled out bean stocking and got more of the blue background in. So it's a really junky picture of it, but yeah, so we got up in here. So that was good. Oh, there's more. Now, some of the whips I was able to use for multiple prompts, so that was good. That was always a benefit to me. So the next one I worked on is my Wizard of Oz piece. And I worked on this for something that had a building and something that was part of a series. So I actually made some great progress on the Tin Man. I'm super excited. He's getting closer to being done. He needs to be done. He really and truly needs to be done. He's driving me nuts. It worked out for something with a series because the characters in there are from Brooks Books. And the sun is setting. Lucky me. So they are part of a series. So, oh, crud. Oh, please. I have to pick up the rest of the pieces before the dogs eat them. Okay. Welcome to my world where I spill everything. Okay. So then, I think this was something that I wanted to finish this year, or something that I had a goal for this year, maybe. I don't remember, but it's traditional Quaker FT. And or something I can't wait to work on. That's what it was. I will tell you that I just want to sit and finish it. I love this piece so much. So it's just on a cream piece of 18 count Aida. The thread I am using is Bradley's Balloons from Threadworks. It is number 1154. It is a, woo, that's a variegated floss for sure. So I stitch it usually X by X. Sometimes I can get 2 X's in a row. Certainly not more than that. But we are closing in on that finish. And this is a gift for my friend Emily for Christmas. This is about the only thing I'm sure that will be, at the rate I'm going, it for sure will be done by Christmas. It's about the only thing I know for sure. So, yeah. So I got quite a bit done. I'm trying to think, like, I think I got all of this section in, and then started down here. I know I got that line down. Yeah. So we have basically the corner square goes here, obviously. There's a little bit that goes in here. I shouldn't say it's a little bit, it's quite a bit, because they act like they're mirrored. And then I've got that triangle in there, and the one line that comes down here. But, I mean, really, considering how much I love working on this piece, it's one of those, like, I love to work on it so much that when I pull it out, I have to stop myself from just keep going. Because I do just, I love the colors. I love the everything. I just love this piece. Okay. The last thing I worked on, and we are now just over 49% done. So by the time, if I work on this piece again tonight, we will hit the 50%, which, thank God. I am way behind schedule in what I wanted to be, where I wanted to be on this, and that scares me because I really do want this done for Christmas. And I have to allow myself enough time for the framer to frame it. And so really it should be done by, like, latest is Thanksgiving. And I don't know. Like the Quaker one, I plan on framing myself. I did pin Rosie a while back. I followed the tutorial, but then I realized that I'm so dumb some days that I forgot to put the batting. So now I've got to unpin it and put the layer of batting down and then repin it. I don't, like, now that I know what I'm doing, it will go super fast. So I'm not worried about it. It's just one of those, like, why did I make such a dumb mistake? So Quaker will be 1, 2, 3 to frame, and really I could go by the frame right now because I know what the finished size is going to be, and just be ready to roll. Oz is not going to be done. There's no way. There's still way too much, and I'm taking that pressure off me. As much as I would love to have it done this year, it's not. Is that going to be a major focus for next year? Absolutely. Kay and Dennis, I would still really like to have done for Christmas, and I think I'm to the point where even if I had all the stitching done and presented it to her and said, okay, so now we're going to take it and go get it framed, I think I'd be okay with that. It's like worst case scenario, but I literally I have finished all of the 310 in it. I finished some of the other smaller colors. I'm now working on 920, which is orange, one of the many shades. And I now have that. When I first started on 920, I had like almost 1,400 stitches of 920. I'm now down to less than 1,000. So we are making huge progress on this. There we go. It's so cool to see. At the same time, like, it's scary to realize how much more I still have to go. And I just feel like the clock is ticking, and that stresses me out. And then it's like, it's not as enjoyable. And, you know, when I have, like with the 310, there was nice chunks, so you made huge progress. When you start getting into like the one color, I had 25 stitches in, but they were like 3 here and 2 over here and 1 over here. And so you're like, those 25 stitches is still only 25 stitches, but they go a whole lot slower than if I had 25 that were all clumped together. It shouldn't make that much of a difference, but it really does. So, yeah. So what I'm trying to do is, like, I'll knock out as much of the 920 orange, is this darker orange that's up here, as much as I can. And then I'll grab, like, one of the, like, lower number, a couple of the lower numbers, and try and knock those out. And go from there. But it's looking so good. Like, it really is cool to see, like, the progress and the jumps in the progress. So that's all my stitching. I got my new glasses. I may have to send them back. I did not do the progressives on them because I hate them on my current glasses. But now when I'm looking close up, it's like it's not the right prescription, and it makes it really hard to see close up. So I'm like this, and I don't quite want to do that. So I may have to send these back to Pear, and see if they'll, like, what it will take to maybe switch out and do progressives. Well, I didn't really like the progressives before, but, like, I don't know. So yeah, so we'll see. I did reach out to Pear initially, and they said to give it a week and see how it goes and see if my eyes adjust, but I don't know that they are. So let's see. The only other thing is yesterday, since we didn't have to run Bear Lake, I went to the farmer's market, so got lots of veggies, and I got a huge cabbage for $3, which is awesome, and a huge cauliflower for $3. I love that. Produce is so expensive. And so yeah, other than that, like, we're just gonna keep muddling through and see how things go. We have lots to do. I need to send out some mail and get that out first thing in the morning. And yeah, so with that, I'm gonna let you go. So remember, you are smart, and you are strong, and you are cherished, you are beautiful, you are loved, you are needed, you are wanted. My dog apparently loves you too, and you matter. So with that, love you all, and I will see you next week. Bye.